about to go down.
Burning your ears with another all-killer and no-filler episode of the best motorsports radio on the planet. It's the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. With your host, Jim Beaver.
Sliding trophy trucks, jumping razors, and dropping the mic at events across the country.
Amy Hood.
What's up, guys? I'm a professional fun haver, dirt bike rider, and monster truck driver.
With support from Polaris RZR, General Tire, Subaru, and Dirtfish. Hang on tight, strap in, and get ready to smoke some tires and lay some roost. Here's the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other. Jim Beaver.
What is up? It is one of the biggest weekends and weeks of the year. If you are an off-road racing fan, we've got the Mint 400 on tap coming at you just about all week long. Festivities keep lengthening and stretching out there in Las Vegas. I know I'm here in the studio today, and I am in Vegas starting tomorrow through Sunday, taking in all things Mint 400. I can't wait. And you know what? Today on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR, it is all things Mint 400. Our guest list, it's all Mint 400 themed. We got Jerry Zaiden, owner of Camberg Trophy Truck Racer, my General Tire teammate. He's calling in to talk all things Mint 400. We've got Wayne and Kristen Matlock, factory Polaris RZR team. They are doing battle, Kristen in the NA class, Wayne in the Turbo class. This weekend, we're going to have both of them on air, talk about how this husband and wife team is dominating the desert. And then we've got the kingpin, the man behind the Mint 400, Matt Martelli, calling in as well. We've also got Joe Duncan in our Terracross Starts with Optimus segment. And then if that's not enough, blockbuster news dropping yesterday on all different things. First off, we've got an all-new Polaris RZR that dropped. Nobody even saw this coming. An all-new 72-inch wide Polaris RZR Turbo S. We're going to talk about this new machine. We've got massive news coming out of Crandon, Bark River, and ERX Motor Park. They broke away from the Torque Series. Where did this come from? Nobody saw it coming. And then GRC, they've still got press releases they're dropping, and we don't even know what the hell's happening in that series. Let me tell you, it is going to be one hell of a fun show today. Hang tight. It is going to be one heck of a wild ride on today's Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RZRLife to share your story. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show powered by Polaris Razor. Now, man, we have a lot to talk about. I had this entire show planned out. You know, it's Mint 400 week. It's crazy in my world, literally probably one of the most stress-filled weeks of my life, especially now with Razor Star Car. And if you guys didn't hear the announcement, Antron Brown and Steve Torrance from the NHRA, top fuel drivers, are going to be teaming with me at the Mint 400 in the Razor Star Car along with Jolene Van Vute. We'll talk about that later on in the show. So I've got this whole show planned out. I've got my week planned out. We're also doing a live show from Fremont Street on Friday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. We're going to be airing live for 2 hours. We've got trophy truck drivers, UTV racers, personalities, all kinds of people there. Tiffany Stone, the TV host of Torque, and I say that loosely now because we don't know if Torque's actually going to be around, but Tiffany Stone, you know her from the Torque series. She'll be out there. She'll be my co-host for the event. Really stoked to have Tiffany joining me in the booth there at the Mint 400. But so, yeah, I had everything planned out, and then all of a sudden I get 2 announcements. One, Crandon, and I'm on Crandon's email list. It came from them, but, it's basically Crandon, ERX Motor Park in Minnesota, and Bark River in Michigan. They came together, and they broke away from the Torque series. Basically, the press release says major Midwest tracks withdraw from Torque Off-Road Racing Series. Torque, now, it's kind of been in turmoil the past, I don't know, as long as I can remember, right? They've struggled, but it's been the Midwest tracks that have been the glue that kept that series together. And, and it's kind of like, with IndyCar years ago, if you have the Indy 500, you survive. Well, in short course world, if you have Crandon, you're going to survive, right? And I don't know what's happened behind the scenes. All I know is that we've got 5 races that pulled away, basically the 2 Crandon rounds, the 2 ERX rounds, and Bark River, and they're forming their own series this year, 5-round championship series. Now, from what I understand, they're going to have a lot of sportsman racers, or sportsman races. I think they're going to have some regional stuff, but from what I understand, 5 major races, and this is massive. This is without Torque, and Torque had their calendar released. I looked back, and it was like last fall, maybe September, October, the tentative calendar had these 5 rounds on there. I think they were going to like Talladega. I can't remember. I'm shooting off the top of my head now, but there was quite a few rounds, and I don't know. Like, I don't know how a series could survive. Like, how Torque, how they can put something together. I don't know who they'd have for racers. I'm assuming your Midwest racers, the Greaves, the Kincaids, those type that, have been loyal to Crandon and Midwest racing, not necessarily the Torque series. Like, they're going to go with this new Midwest series. We don't know TV package. We don't know anything at this point other than basically they've pulled away and they're doing their own thing. I reached out. So my good friend Marty Fioca, he is the marketing director for Crandon. I reached out to Marty via text last night. I said, hey, do you want to come on the show? And he says, I do. He says, I want to wait at least a week or 2. He's like, because we really don't know what the heck's going on quite yet. So I think they know what's going on, but I think they want to have all their ducks in a row before they start publicly talking about it. I think this is definitely, I hate to say it, but a good thing for a Midwest short course. I think these 3 tracks kind of hold their own destiny now. They don't have to worry about, they don't have to worry about some sanctioning body. They'll be their own sanctioning body, but I think this is definitely a good thing. They hold all the power now, and and let's face it, Sunday at Crandon and it's been its own thing the past couple of years. It hasn't been sanctioned by Torque. It has been Crandon, but it's the glue that keeps Midwest short course racing together. It really is, especially that Labor Day weekend. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting process to see how this all plays out. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be massive for Midwest short course. I know I'm supposed to talk with some people involved in short course. Obviously, when I get out to so I'm listening to the comments right now. You heard Douglas and Keegan are supposed to race Lucas. That's a rumor coming out of Wisconsin. From what I understand, Douglas was going to be racing. And he's been a Torque or a Midwest loyalist. He's going to be racing the Crandon events, and then Lucas, Keegan. He's a Crandon boy. I mean, he lives a mile from the track. I could see like this Midwest series, and then these guys running that, and then these guys picking up like Wheatlands, Missouri, and maybe a few other Lucas rounds. I don't know. I think every idea that everybody had for 2018 and their schedule, especially if you're a Midwest racer, just went up in the air. Like they just ripped them up and threw it up in the air. So I think in the next month we're going to learn a lot. I don't know. I don't know. And like we said, we don't know what the media package is going to be around this new series. If there's going to be TV, going to be live streaming. Obviously, with Crandon, we know that there's going to be the Red Bull Signature Series. That's a multi-year contract. That's going to be back with NBC. So we will get the Cup races and that. But I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think anybody does. They had Crandon. I'm looking at the schedule now. Bark River, Talladega. They had a TBD one in May. Yeah, it was just it was kind of all over the board. But with this at this point, like Torque, you got to think like there's not much left for them. I hate to say it, and I've got a lot of friends at the Torque series, but I just don't see that there's a lot left for that championship in 2018. Like there's just not. I'm heading to Crandon regardless of who's sanctioned. Dude, I am on the same page as you, Adam Robledo. I'm going to be there one way or another, especially this year. 50th anniversary coming up next year. But, just some massive, massive news. I wasn't even planning on talking short course today. But when something of this magnitude rolls out via press release, like you got to talk about it, right? And I don't even – I don't even know what to say. I'm just excited, but I think what's got everybody even more excited about now is these 3 tracks are independents. If they want to do something with Lucas, they can, right? We finally got the opportunity to have some semblance of a unified short course, at least rules, man. Let's have unified rules where Pro 2s can go and race in either place and not be penalized. Like we need like uniform rule set across short course, and these tracks want to do their own thing. If they want to jump in with Lucas, like I think the sky's the limit now. Doors are wide open to do whatever they want. But I think with Wheatlands, Missouri now opening up, there's 4 solid Midwest tracks. I could definitely see a major series like an East series and a West series happening starting this year. If Lucas and this new conglomerate of tracks can get on the same page. So I think the sky's the limit. But at this point, who doesn't want to see guys like Rob Mack back at Crandon? And we talked to him last week, and he always wants to. But all these guys, the Deegan's racing at Crandon, Jeremy McGrath racing at Crandon, Greaves back in Lucas, and Keegan and Lucas and Douglas, and oh man, this is we could truly have finally have like a world class, and we've had world class short course, but like a unified world championship caliber short course series. So I don't know, it's exciting news. That all just happened yesterday, and I'm kind of in the know, I like to think, and I heard rumblings of something possibly happening, but I had nothing substantial, nothing solid. I just thought, these rumors have been floating around for years, right? So you just kind of go, another rumor. And then, like, this press release happened. I'm like, this is for real this time. Like, I had no idea it was coming. And that's what makes it exciting for short course fans. That's definitely for sure. So, we are going to take a short break. We come back. Man, we'll probably talk some more Crandon. We got a brand new Razor that launched yesterday. We got Supercross. We got Red Bull Global Rallycross shenanigans going on. Nobody knows what the hell to think of that series. It's going to be a lot of fun the rest of the show. Jerry Zaiden coming up, Matt Martelli. We've got the Matlocks. I know you guys are hitting us up on questions on Facebook Live. If you've got any more, please ping them or tweet me at JimBeaver15. We'll try and get them answered here on the show today. But we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance, rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZ, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at JimBeaver15 and at Amy Hood71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we are back here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor Mint 400 edition. Don't forget, we will be live on Fremont this Friday, probably doing some Facebook Live audio like we are now as well as on my website and a few other places that pick us up. But that'll be happening on Friday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific till 12:30 Pacific. We've got a press conference at 1 o'clock with Antron Brown and Steve Torrance, so we will be off air by then. But 10:30 to 12:30, myself, Tiffany Stone, and some of the best off-road drivers in the world will be on Fremont chatting. So make sure and join us. Tune in. Definitely looking forward to that. Don't forget, if you got questions for any of our guests, Jerry Zaiden coming up in the next segment. And then we've got Wayne and Kristen Matlock, Matt Martelli coming up in hour number 2. So lots of guests coming at you today, all things Mint 400. And So another one of the big announcements, well, before we get to that, I do have to mention, I got hit up on Twitter. Everybody's asking where Amy's at. So Amy's, it was her birthday. She was on vacation, and just giving her, she's got like a break from Monster Jam, so we're giving her a break off of radio for this week as well. So she'll be back next week for sure. We've got some exciting stuff with her. Don't forget, she's starting her own podcast. It's kind of a spinoff from my two shows, and she's on her own over there, getting to interview all kinds of different guests and people in Monster Jam and action sports athletes. So that's coming here in the next 2 weeks. So be looking for that. It's Amy Hood Wild Ones. It's going to use the same RSS feed as mine on iTunes. So if you subscribe to my RSS feed, you'll get her stuff as well. But yeah, that's coming up. But so last night, I knew this was coming. I thought it was going to be later on in the week. Polaris has a brand new razor. This is one we've all been waiting for, called the Polaris Razor Turbo S. And this thing is absolutely insane. So, everybody wanted to know, when's Razor going to come out with something to compete with the Can-Am? And, it's all we've been hearing for like a year. Oh, that Can-Am and rah, 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 So, Razor, they do their homework. They do their R&D, and they're not going to rush something to market. So they come out with a Turbo S. And I got to tell you, this thing is insane. I haven't driven it, but from the people I've talked to who have, they say it's a game changer. Now, we saw last year with a Razor Dynamics Edition what they could do with electronically controlled suspension, right? So they took that up a level. They built an all-new Razor. The grill, it's got these rad LED lights and everything else. They took the dynamic suspension, applied it to a new Razor, all the electronically controlled suspension. They made it 72 inches wide, upgraded the suspension, so it's like a full, true long travel. It's got the dynamic suspension. They upgraded the front diff so it could handle just extreme terrain, and then they went and they put a bigger wheel and tire set and tuned it for those, so it's got 32-inch tires. Then the cockpit is all new. It's got like a Sparco steering wheel in it. It's got all new gauges, all new dash. It's actually got 4-point harnesses from the factory. It's got like a roof from the factory. It's got different body lines, different look to it. It looks insane. I haven't driven one yet. I got to tell you, the rear trailing arms, they look very similar to the HCR long travel I run on the Star car. But anyways, it looks like it's going to be MSRP at a little over $27,000, which is on par with the Dynamics 4-seater. It sounds like it may sound like a lot, but for what you're getting here with this electronically controlled suspension, they've still got the base model units that you can get around $20,000, right? This is it's like when you buy a new truck, they've got or a new Subaru, they've got the base model, the middle model, the top end tier. This is the top end. This is for people who mean business. But I'm looking at this thing, just going, man, just King of the Hammers, desert racing. This thing is spec'd, ready to go. You're not going to have to add nearly anything. Maybe some full doors, and that's about it. It's got the harnesses, it's got the steering wheel, it's got the suspension. I don't know what you would add to this thing. The roof, it's just a rad unit. So that is out. There's teaser videos out. If you're going to the Mint 400, it will be on Fremont Street. They got a big release party kind of happening Thursday night. But you'll be able to see them, touch them, feel them, check them out. But they will be on display on Fremont Street all week long, or at least Thursday and Friday. So looking forward to that. I will be out there for sure, too. Make sure and say, hey, be hanging out at their release party with Antron Brown, Steve Torrance, and Jolene. Love to see fans. So come out, check us out, say hey. And I guess you can, I know Antron Brown will have some autograph cards. You don't want my autograph, but you definitely want Antron Brown's. I want Antron Brown's. But that's all happening on Fremont Street this week. As we've got all this info coming out of Crandon, Polaris, we've got all this other stuff. GRC, we talked about it last week. They go bananas again. I don't know what the heck this series, I don't know if they're going to have any teams, any drivers. You guys know that you listen to this show. I have been one of the biggest supporters of Red Bull Global Rallycross since the inception. Literally, I've been at events. I have supported them. I was their MC. I've done live streaming. I've done live radio with Katie Osborne for the series for a year. I don't know what is going on. So rumor is Subaru, Andretti, Volkswagen, Honda, Olsberg, everybody is pulled out of the series. So what does Global Rallycross do? They say, no, we're just going to run lights cars as a top series. Well, lights cars are rad, don't get me wrong, but you go from like 650 horsepower beast to 300 horsepower like naturally aspirated cars with a fiberglass body. Like, it's just a little bit different. I mean, it is. And so now they go, oh, well, that's a stopgap. That's the gold class, and that's going to be the big class this year. But next year we're going to have the platinum class or whatever the hell they're calling it. And they're developing an all-new spec rally car with a big engine, basically kind of a supercar, but it's a spec supercar. One, I don't know where GRC is going to get all this money to develop a true rallycross car. I mean, that's always kind of fallen on the teams. The budget, we're talking millions and millions to do that. Like, I don't know where that money's coming from. And then they decided, I mean, let's face it, they're struggling in the United States. I've been to the events. Attendance is subpar at best. Los Angeles draws a decent crowd, and some of the other rounds, like Seattle always does, but some of the ones like in, Midwest and things like that, it just doesn't draw, right? They're going to Europe next year. They've got a split series. They're going to have GRC Americas and GRC Europe. Like, why would you go to Europe and compete with WRX? I mean, you've got FIA World Rallycross. They're killing it. They've got Sebastian Loeb, Petter Solberg, Ken Block was there for 2 years, Andreas Backerud, Matthias Ekstrom. I mean, you've got the baddest rally drivers on the planet in that series. It's a European-based series with European drivers, and you're going to bring American Rallycross to Europe and expect the Europeans to embrace it with our drivers? I don't see this working. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to be the pessimist here, but, like, really, like, what planet? Like, why don't you kill it in the United States? Like, WRX has been nice enough to say, hey, we're not going to go and put on a bunch of events in the U.S. Granted, they're going to COTA this year in September, Circuit of the Americas. It's probably going to be a phenomenal event. I'm going to try and get out there to it. But I don't get it. I don't understand why. Like, to me, in a business, you do one thing and you do it right and you do it well and you do it successful. And then when it gets good, then you go and you expand, right? But you don't expand until you're killing it and dominating that one thing. They're not dominating that one thing. Why go to Europe? Why, like, you're spreading yourself so thin. Like, it's not like you've got sellout crowds in the U.S. Now you're expecting sellout crowds in Europe. Like, and I don't want to sound down on Red Bull GRC, but man, some of these decisions, like, wow. I just don't get it. And I've got so many friends at the series that work for the series. I've got so many friends that compete. Steve Arpin, I love the guy to death. And I mostly am upset because I don't know what Steve Arpin is going to do this year. And I haven't talked to Steve. I haven't reached out to him. I need to. But a guy like that, he's an independent, and he's killed it last year in GRC, competing with some of the top teams in the business on an independent budget, and now, like, the rug's been pulled out from underneath that dude. It's just sad. And I know we've got this Razor series coming in. I hope it's successful. I think it's a good idea. I wish it was applied last year and not this year, because I don't know, like, it's just kind of late in the game. So I don't know what's happening at GRC. I have no idea, to be honest with you. It's kind of scary if you're a Rallycross fan. The good news is World RX, they're racing Canada and the United States this year. I don't know. Maybe next year we'll get like 2 or 3 rounds here. Who doesn't want to see Sebastian Loeb racing in the United States? Like, I do. Petter Solberg, yep, count me in. So, yeah, there's that. So GRC, they keep pumping out the crazy announcements. Polaris dropping new units. We've got Crandon, ERX, and Bark River shenanigans going on. Oh, and I didn't even mention General Tire dropped an all-new tire. The Grabber ATX, now available in stores nationwide. And I've actually I can honestly say I got the first 31-inch set in North America last week. Now they're available everywhere, but at one point in time, I had the first 14 tires in North America or in the United States in 31-inch. We will be running them at the Mint 400. I'll give you a full recap of how badass this tire is next week's show. But I can tell you, it's like 14 or 15 pounds lighter than the Grabber X3. So for a UTV or Polaris RZR, man, I think it's going to be on point. And the sidewalls are tremendously stout. So we got everybody dropping news, and it's like we got the Mint 400 going on. It's like, man, how can we cram that much into 1 week or one show? We're doing it this week. Man, we still got Supercross to talk about. Jerry Zaiden coming up after this next break. If you got questions for Jerry, make sure and hit me up in the Facebook group or on the Facebook live stream or on Twitter. I know I'm just looking through some of the questions. What is what day for that live broadcast? I will be, Friday on Fremont Street. I will be live. And then I know race day, they are streaming. I will get all that info coming at you when Matt Martelli's on the line here after this next commercial break. So, if you got any questions, hit us up in the Facebook live chat or on Twitter at JimBeaver15. Thank you guys for tuning in. Jerry Zaiden coming up next after this short 3-minute commercial break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Life is all about sound. The sound of sports. The sound at the racetrack. And the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at KCHighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online in syndication on networks across the U.S. and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver here, joined on the line by my General Tire teammate, Jerry Zaiden. What is happening, Jerry?
Hey, how are you guys?
Doing well, man. Flying solo today. Amy decided she needed to go to Mexico on her week off for her birthday or something. So, I don't know. She's having more fun than I am today, that's for sure. Yeah. No, life is good, man. Just getting ready for the Mint 400. I know I talked to you yesterday on the phone, and you guys are pretty much like me, pinned nonstop. I mean, this is – like, to me, it's weird because we've got Parker and we've got these events at the start of the year, and they're big. But, like, to me, the season, like, really starts at the Mint 400. Like, I rewrapped the car for the Mint 400, and I know you guys debuted a new theme or a new paint scheme at Parker, but it's like, to me, it's like the season kind of really starts at the Mint 400 for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like even, Parker's such a big race, right? Like, everyone's there. It's almost like it's like the shakedown for the Mint 400, it's like you got to go to this gnarly race. I mean, we all know Parker's like probably the hardest race of the year. The attrition's insane. I mean, what were there in the 6100 trucks? Like 40 of them started and only like 15 of them or something finished, or something like. It was crazy, like less than half finished, and that's a class where like 60-70% of them finish. But it's kind of feels like it's the beginning of the year. But what a lot of people don't understand about desert racing is it's kind of like Parker's that race like thrown in, right? Because we have the last races of the year, whether you're doing, the Baja 1000 in November, or you're doing the Pahrump, the last race of the year in Best in the Desert's the Pahrump race, which is in December, and then you got Christmas, New Year's, then boom, you're already in Parker, which is the first race of the year, but you only really have like 4 weeks of open shop time to prep that vehicle, and then there's another 4 weeks and you're going to the Mint 400. It's almost like the Mint 400 is like the last race of the season, even it's what feels like the start of the season, right? And as desert racers, like our downtime's really, most of May, June, July, and most of August. So there's like a 4-month off period if you're doing the Best in the Desert series because of the temperatures in the desert.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like we're just in this full pin mode from right before Christmas until we get through the Mint 400. It's just it just doesn't stop, and you got SEMA and all the Supercross events and all these other things going on. It's such a busy time.
Yeah, and did you go to PRI? Have you been to PRI? I went this year, and I was like, it was a mistake, because then I go, you know what? I went there, and I've been told I needed to go, and I went, and I'm like, well, this is the biggest mistake of my life, because now I know I need to be there every December. So it's one of those.
Yeah, thanks for telling me that, because I've never been, and every year I'm like, we need to go, but my wife's always like, you're out of town like every single weekend during this time. How do you have time to go there, And no, every year I was on the phone with, Kevin Fitzgerald from Method Wheels, and he was telling me, he's like, you have to go. Like, they actually went there to display their product this year, and they were like, oh my gosh, it was freezing cold. They had that huge winter storm rolling through, and they're in Indiana, which we're not. I'm in California, so like I think it was 80 degrees. I was taking my boat out free diving, right? And these guys are like 0 degrees. I'm like, yeah, maybe it's a good year to skip. But no, I need to go to that PRI show. I hear it's amazing.
Yeah, it's you and I, we go to the same trade shows, Sand Sports, Off-Road Expo, SEMA. It's like we see the same people, the same vendors, and you go to PRI, it's completely different. I mean, there's a little bit of crossover, but it's like completely different people, and like that was what I got the most out of it. I'm like, oh wow, new faces, new products, new companies, like this is good. So it's like, once in a while it's like you just got to step out of your box, and I did it last year, and it was so beneficial. So it's one of those. I don't know. Like I said, it
think
was
they used to do that show in Florida.
Yeah,
they need to get back to Florida.
Yeah, I can do Florida in December. Warm. Yeah, I can do Florida in December. But, Mint 400 cool. Coming up this week, man. I know you guys changing it up this year. I know we talked earlier this year on the air, but, man, you guys changing it up this year. I mean, you've got the 2 trucks. You've got the trophy truck or trick truck. You got the 6100. I know Welch's back behind the wheel. I mean, how are things shaping up for the Mint for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, everything looks really good. We converted our previous 6100 truck, which it's not a purpose-built 6100, whatever purpose-built in that class means, right? Like, we know it's a certain weight. Like, you need to be in that low 5,000 range. If you get any lighter than that, the trucks just don't stay on the ground. If you get heavier than that, they stay on the ground, and you got to drive them a little differently. Still capable of winning, as you see in Swift's truck and our old truck. that are 6,000-pound trucks, right? But you get into these, like the Mason, the Geyser, and the Camber trucks, the trucks that are out there winning these races, they're all in that like 5,000 to 5,400-pound range. But they're light trophy trucks, or light trick trucks, whatever you want to call it. And for us, we converted ours into the trick truck. We missed a third-place podium by 1 minute at the Henderson race, and then at Pahrump, we were sitting there in fourth place. It was just a dust bowl, it's like, because they qualify, they start some of the buggies in front of you, and then you have the trick trucks mixed in with buggies, and the trucks are just way faster now, and I don't care what anyone says, the buggies really need to be racing buggies, and if we're not racing buggies for points and position, then why are we mixing them up, But bottom line is, going into the Mint, we have Welchel getting in the truck. He's going to qualify and start the race. We're going to see where we are from there. We had a fantastic Parker going until we had catastrophic failure at mile 72 on the first lap. But we started 33rd, and we were like 13th on the road. Like, it was insane, like how many people just get flat tires and fall off to the side of the road. And we just had a self-inflicted issue. We powder-coated wheels, and the guys in the shop took a little chamfer tool to clean up the paint. Well, we had one of our main mechanics who's real knowledgeable, but just hasn't done that before, just put a chamfer tool on a hand drill, like a Makita type drill, and went a little too deep, so the corners of the lug nuts were hitting the edge of the taper, so the whole lug nut wasn't into the taper of the wheel, and so what looked like a torqued and properly tightened wheel really wasn't on there correctly. So that wheel wound up passing the truck, and it just happened in the worst possible place on the course, because by the time that truck got pulled into a pit, it was like 5 hours later. So we had to call that race, even the truck was perfect, But anyways, so he's one of the best drivers out there, and we want to get good results at the Mint, and so he's going to be in there, and we're going to see what happens from there, and if we're not looking, like a top 10 finish, then I'll jump in the truck and finish off the race. If all goes well, we should be, I would guess, in that top 5. Like, the truck's going really fast right now. It's working really well.
Yeah. Well, and I've talked with Jerry, what was it, maybe years so ago? I don't know. Last time I talked with Welcher, though, it was funny because I felt like I was talking to a different Jerry Welchel, and like, he's always been fast, and but I feel like he's got so much experience. I mean, he's probably got more races under his belt than anybody in off-road, and that includes Rob Mack. But like, I feel like he's become a smarter driver, like a whole lot smarter driver as he's got older, and I feel like I still think some of Jerry's best races are still in his future, if that makes any sense. And that's a scary thing to say when you're talking about Jerry Welchel.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you hit the nail on the head of experience, right? Like, and what people don't understand is how much of an opportunity sport this is, right? So if you have the resources and you have a little bit of know-how, you can race a trophy truck. Like, anyone could go buy one, anyone could go race one, anyone could get in a 6100 truck, anyone could get in a Class 11 car, right? It's just all about the opportunity. So, there's guys in our sport that are like, oh, I won, and then they go to the next race, oh, I won, you go to the next race, oh, I won. Okay, cool, but you're in the stock full class and you raced yourself. Like, That's not a win. You went and had a good time, and you got a trophy that says you won. It's like the Mint 400 for us last year with Jay Leno. Like, it wasn't about winning a race, it was about showing, how tough that Toyota Tacoma is, that it could finish a race like the Mint 400.
Yeah.
And even the Toyota execs, it's all about the finish, it's all about showing how tough these trucks are. And that truck had zero issues all day other than Jay getting it stuck for 20 minutes or whatever it was. But the truck finished well and did what it was supposed to do, but we're not out there bragging about the win. For us, like, I think we're we're complete morons, right? Because we're out there racing the hardest class to win, and we're racing against the most competitive teams with multi-million-dollar budgets in the unlimited truck class. So you have the likes of, your B.J. Baldwins and Bryce Menzies and Andy McMillan and Jason Voss and Rob McCachran. You got all these top guys with huge budgets behind them and huge teams focused on just winning the race, right? I think there's 60 trick trucks or more than that, unlimited trucks going into the Mint 400. No one can say they're going to win this race, right? Like, to go in saying I'm going to win this race, like, come on. Like, it's all about how you qualify. It's all about your positioning on track. And then the big, quiet thing that a lot of people don't admit, it's all on your luck.
Yeah. Well, and that's...
With bad luck, you have no chance. With good luck, you have a great chance.
Yeah.
And
I agree. And there's things like you can come around a corner and there'll be a bottleneck, or there'll just be a car flipped over, and and there's no way to escape it, and you try and move and you end up on a rock or something, and it's just like you said, in off-road, doesn't matter how well you prepare, there's always that outside chance something can take you out or can delay you enough where you lose, and it's not your fault. It's just that's just the way things happen.
And it's funny you say that, because that's exactly what happened to us at the Parker 425 this year with Figge, right? So Alex Figge qualified 13th, great position out of the 45, 60, 100 trucks, right? So he starts 13th. Right after pit 2, he was physically third on the road. Third in class, which on time I think he was second. He comes up to the bottleneck that's out on that course, like, mile 80 or 100, wherever it was. So happens his positioning, he was one of the last guys to be there and get stuck. You go from being ahead of the guy who won the race, and Andrew Whitehead, which, with the U Theory team, like, he's just a very consistent driver, not the fastest guy out there, but he drove a very smart race, and really good luck went his way.
Yeah.
Right? That's how it goes. Like, good luck helped him. Like, for him, we're all racing through the same race. He got through the bottleneck. We didn't, right? So here's a guy, Figge, who is on it. Like, he was making up a lot of positions, passing dudes, bumping guys out of his way, and other guys getting flat tires, and we're not getting flats, and we're getting through it. And then we come up to a guy standing in the middle of the course stopping him. And then by the time he starts trying to back up, then there's another guy behind him. Now people are getting stuck, and it's just a mess. I think there were like 40 or 50 vehicles all parked there, right? And then all these other guys that were in the back, like, I think Andrew wins, Bobby Pecoy, who was way in the back, like, he got second, and I forget who got third. But it's like all these guys, all the fast dudes in the class got stuck. Alex Gonzalez, our team, a couple other teams, all because of that bad luck and that bottleneck, all because that one guy in the buggy decided to roll right there, and another guy in a trick truck got stuck, completely blocked the course.
It's
totally out of our control, so
that's the thing. We love and hate about desert racing, right? But we gotta go to a break here in a second. But you guys, I know, good luck, best of luck here in both 6100 and trophy truck at the Mint 400, man, and we'll see you on Fremont.
Thank you. See you soon.
All right, thanks, Jerry.
All right, bye.
All right, that was Jerry Zaiden with Camberg. He'll be racing with Jerry Welchel in the number 75 trick truck, and his teammate Alex Figge will be racing the Camberg 6100. Both of them on General Tires out at the Mint 400 this week. We are going to take a short commercial break. We come back. We got some odds and ends to catch up on, and then hour number 2, Wayne and Kristen Matlock, Matt Martelli on the line here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on 4 wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Do you race or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new S8 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500 or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at impactraceproducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety.
They gained international success with their Grammy Award-winning song, Heaven. See Los Lonely Boys with featured artist Lisa Morales. Live Saturday, March 24th on the Amphitheater stage at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Gates open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7 p.m. General admission now $29. $39 the day of the show. Or VIP tickets only $59. Tickets on sale now.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water. Right on the money.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
You're listening to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. All killer and no filler.
Welcome back here to your favorite motorsports radio show, the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver holding it down this week, flying solo. Amy Hood, she is off the grid for at least a week. But don't forget, this Friday, Fremont Street, we will be live on Fremont Street. From the Polaris Razor rig, myself and Tiffany Stone, you know her as a TV personality for Torque. She has been taking in some desert racing, and we will be there live 10:30 to 12:30 Pacific time on Fremont Street on Friday from the Mint 400 contingency. Definitely looking forward to that. And don't forget, we've got my new show, my new old show. It's been like a year and a half. Project Action. That drops on Thursdays. We'll have a Mint 400 special coming at you on Project Action as well. Make sure and catch that on the Podcast One Network, iTunes. Go over there and subscribe, as well as to this show. And if you want to get Amy Hood's new show, that's dropping here in the next couple of weeks, you need to subscribe to the Down and Dirty Radio Show feed, because she'll be dropping every Wednesday. It's going to be called Amy Hood's Wild Ones. She's going to interview action sports athletes and professional race car drivers and just some fun havers. So you definitely want to check that one out on iTunes as well. It'll be under the Down and Dirty Radio Show network. Easiest way to get that. So, coming up after the break, we're going to have Joe Duncan in our Terracross Starts with Optimus segment. We've got Wayne and Kristen Matlock going to be on the line talking about their husband and wife team, their domination of UTV racing. And then we got Matt Martelli, the kingpin of the Mint 400. He's going to be on the line as well. So if you got any questions, hit us up in our Facebook live stream or on Twitter. I'm answering questions on both. Got a good dialogue going on there on Facebook Live. I'm kind of digging that. So you guys are listening in national syndication on Wednesdays or on the American Forces Network on Saturdays. You guys are missing out, man. This Facebook Live, it's kind of fun, and I get to see people popping in and out over the course of the 2-hour show. So it's been a lot of fun. You guys can definitely check that out on Facebook. We archive it there as well. So, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got Joe Duncan, we got some Supercross results, and Matt Martelli coming at you all in hour number 2. And, man, I forgot, we got, the IndyCar Series kickoff coming as well. So lots to talk about here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
And we are back here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor Mint 400 edition, kicking off hour number 2. It's kind of weird. I say hour number 2 when we're live online, but it's like the end of hour number 1. But nationally, it's actually hour number 2. It's funny how that clock works out. Hour number 2 here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Going to get to some, because we're not going to be able to talk about this today. We need to, but we're not going to have time because we've had too much other stuff going on. Supercross in Atlanta. This was another one of those weird Triple Crown events where they have like 3 main events, kind of like they do at Monster Energy Cup. It's I kind of like it. I kind of don't. It's basically made every race count, but I think it's kind of thrown these guys for a loop, really. But on the 250s, main event number 1 was Zach O. Martin Davalos taking a win, and Jeremy Martin. So 3 different winners, but Zach Osborne found himself on the podium on each time and took the overall points win when you combine the 3 totals. Austin Faulkner took the overall win. Zach Osborne not making main event number 3. Austin Faulkner overall win. Zach Osborne second. Zach Osborne is your current points leader, reigning and current points leader, or last year's points champ. Looking at the 450s, things were a little bit different up there. Justin Brayton taking the 450 win in main event number 1. We had Jason Anderson, El Hombre finding himself on top of the box in main event number 2. And then Marvin Muskeen taking main event number 3. So when it all shook out, El Hombre ended up with the win. Marvin in second overall. Eli Tomac in third. And this is just all confusing. I understand Monster Energy Cup, especially with $1 million on the line. But with these Triple Crown events, like it's just weird. I'm sorry. It's just weird. This is one I'd like to know. I would like to know from the listeners what you guys think about this Triple Crown, because I like it and I don't like it. I like that every race counts, but like it's kind of, I feel bad for these riders. Like Brayton, man, he takes the main event number 1, and it's like, all right. And then, I took a main event win. But, like, he didn't even get on the podium in the overall. How do you win a main event and not get on the podium? Like, I don't know, man. It's to each his own, but I don't know. I don't know if I bought into this. I have for Monster Energy Cup for every race. I don't know yet. But we're going to take a short break. Joe Duncan, he's going to be on the line when we come back here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on 4 wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
They gained international success with their Grammy Award-winning song, Heaven. See Los Lonely Boys with featured artist Lisa Morales. Live Saturday, March 24th on the Amphitheater stage at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Gates open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7 p.m. General admission now $29. $39 the day of the show. Or VIP tickets only $59. Tickets on sale now.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
All right, coming back, swinging here in hour number 2. Jim Beaver here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Joined on the line by my good friend Joe Duncan with Terracross. This is Optimus, or Terracross starts with Optimus, brought to you by our good friends at Optimus Starter, starting every Polaris RZR in the Terracross Championship, as well as a Polaris RZR Star Car and my entire fleet of RZRs. Joe Duncan, welcome to the show, buddy. It is a wild week. We got the Mint 400. We got new RZRs dropping. We got GRC putting out crazy press releases. We got Crandon and ERX Motor Park breaking away from Torque. And I don't know, man, if there was a week where stuff could hit the fan, it was this week, I guess.
Yeah, it's been crazy out of the blue with some of these announcements, and it's silly season, but a little bit late. Yeah, a little bit late for silly season. I mean, we're already into the 2018 program, and yeah, it's getting goofy out there.
Yeah, well, and you know what is crazy to me? Like, I everybody goes, why don't you go do this event? And like, I look for stability in the series that I run with and that I partner with and like that I invest in, right? As a driver, you have to have stability. You got to know what you're going to do each year because like I'm selling sponsorship for 2019 today. I can't sell something that starts in March today or in April, you know, like, and like these series where when stuff goes up and hits the fan, like, how do you sell that? You know, because it's like, you know, to me, there's no stability there. No sponsor's going to invest in that, which means I can't go racing. So, you know, and it's like with Terracross, you guys have been around. You know, we know you're going to be there. We know there's going to be 6 events, 3 doubleheader rounds at a minimum. Like, you can sell that. But these other series, it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. And I would hate to be in a position as a driver, like trying to tell my sponsors, hey, I need $500,000 to go racing, but I can't really tell you what you're buying yet.
Well, I think therein lies your problem. I need $500,000 to go racing. And with Terracross, you need $30,000. So I think that makes it a lot easier when you're pitching something, that it's not going to break the bank if something does happen. And even when we announce our schedules late, like we normally do, we wait for everybody else's schedule to come out, and then we kind of figure out what events will work, and then we put our schedule together. Well, this year, because of our partnership with Bon Air Corp, we have our events in place, and we've had them since October, November of last year. And so, this is what we're doing, this is where we're going, and now we're figuring out how we're getting there. But you look at these things that are popping up, and the gold class. Well, what is the gold class? How do you sell that to a sponsor? It's like
it's golden.
And how do you get spectators to come if there's none of the big names coming? It's like it's a pretty tricky deal. And again, it's racing, it's events. Look at what's happened in the Midwest with off-road racing for years. With different circuits and series coming and going, and different promoters and everything. So this is another chapter in that book. Came a lot quicker than the last few, but this is another chapter in that book of Midwest off-road racing.
Yeah, and I feel like things are really on a high note. I mean, I think this gives some more opportunity to the tracks, definitely. But obviously we ran some Terracross at ERX. You've run some snow bike events there. I mean, it's a beautiful facility. What they're doing with that short course track. I mean, building it out. I mean, what the Carlsons have done is tremendous there. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens at ERX, because I'm a lover of that particular facility. But I think as off-road as a whole in the Midwest, it's definitely going to be it's going to be an interesting summer. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, and now it's in the hands of the actual tracks and the people that really control this series. If you think about it,
yeah.
It is the tracks. And when you look at Carlson's and Playsteds and what they've done with ERX, they've built that as a purpose-built facility to run events at. And that's why we run events there, is that it's all in place to do that. And it's very easy and affordable and convenient, if you will. So it makes a lot of sense for them to kind of take their program into their own hands, and it's in their fate now, as to where this off-road racing goes. You got some really key players. I mean, Cliff Flannery and the Crandon crew and ERX, Carlson's and Carlson Motorsports. You got some really key smart players there, and I'm sure they'll figure it out. What's the most expensive thing is tracks and the track builds, and they already have that side covered. So having that part out of the equation, unlike a race promoter, that makes it a lot easier budget-wise, although it's not cheap to run them. It's a lot cheaper than going out and building tracks like the GRC model. So we'll see what happens. I think it's great. I think it's exciting that just everything's changing and everybody's wondering. And like you said, there's new vehicles out. There's new vehicles out in snowmobiles. There's new vehicles out in snow bikes. There's no vehicles out in side-by-sides. So yeah, and it's March, and it is silly season a little later again, I think, than normal. Right. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. And we've got,
what's that?
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna prime the pump for some Terracross talk. We're 3 months from the start of Terracross season, so we got to be getting some stuff lined up there, right?
Yeah, well, as you know, we have our events all set. Actually, we were on an email chain this week. We're actually designing courses right now and getting features and lining up the equipment right now for the events. And I'm actually not coming to the Mint now. My plans are to be out at the Mint this week, but we've got a really cool really cool program in the works, and I've got a meeting on Thursday and a conference call on Friday about some things for this season for Terracross. And we'll give you a little hint. We got red, white, and blue, and some people that were down in South Korea, and a major sponsor that want to come and play with Terracross. So that has changed my plans for the week. So I'm going to miss you out in Las Vegas, and all the great people and sponsors that are out there for the Mint. But I'm staying in town, and we're going to see what we can pull off here. And hopefully in the next few weeks, probably 3 weeks, we'll have some really big announcements and some very big athlete names in the red, white, and blue coming to play in Terracross this year.
Nice. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing about that. But, well, you have some fun. We'll be in Vegas having a good time on Fremont, and you'll be freezing up there in the Midwest. But I will I'll try and send some warm weather up to you, Joe.
We just got another 8 inches of snow and an ice storm, so I think hopefully you'll be a little bit different in Vegas.
Yeah, let's hope. My Razor, it doesn't have a heater, so.
Good luck out there, Jimmy, and tell everybody I said hi, and we'll chat with you soon.
All right, sounds good, my friend.
All right.
Bye. All right, that was Joe Duncan. That was our Terracross Starts with Optimus segment, brought to you by our good friends at Optimus Starters, starting every Polaris Razor in the Terracross Championship. Big thanks to Optimus for being a big supporter of the Down and Dirty Radio Show. If you need a starter for your power sports, your UTV, your snowmobile, they should definitely have you started and have you locked in. But, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to take a short break. Wayne and Kristen Matlock, they're going to be on the line coming up after the break. You got, I guess, got any questions for the power couple of UTV desert racing? Definitely hit us up in the comments on Facebook or on Twitter, and we will get those questions plugged into the show. Matt Martelli with Mad Media and the Mint 400. He's coming up after them here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
They gained international success with their Grammy Award-winning song, Heaven. See Los Lonely Boys with featured artist Lisa Morales. Live Saturday, March 24th on the amphitheater stage at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Gates open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7 p.m. General admission now $29. $39 the day of the show. Or VIP tickets only $59. Tickets on sale now.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at Jim Beaver 15 and at Amy Hood 71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. It is Mint 400 week, and I've got my Polaris Razor teammates, Wayne and Kristen Matlock, on the line. How's everything going, guys?
Awesome. How are you?
It's good. It's good to have you both on at the same time. I think I've interviewed you guys individually at times, but it's kind of rad to have you both on the line here. It's kind of fun, man. But Mint 400 week, it's a big one for us, I guess, as off-road racers. How's everything looking at Matlock Racing?
We're pulling our hair out right now.
Yeah, there's organized chaos, we like to call it. Maybe herding cats.
Yeah, you know what's funny is this week I think the Mint falls like a week later than normal, and I was like, all right, we got an extra week, between the 425 because I do both and this, and I'm like, all right, we got an extra week, and like I'm looking at this going, where'd that week go? Because I don't know, it's gone. I've still got all the same problems I always do.
Yeah, I feel like we woke up and I feel like we both woke up and all of a sudden we lost a month.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and it's like, and I'm already looking, going, we've only got like 4 weeks before the UTV Worlds. How's this gonna? I'm like, gosh, I hope the car's in good shape after the Mint. Please, like, not let us have any body work to do or anything like that. It's just,
body work. If it's just cosmetic, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there's nothing major wrong or anything like that because we're turning around. You're going to the World Championship race, and we're turning around and going to San Felipe, but we leave for San Felipe the week before, so we have a little less than 3 weeks.
Yeah, you guys got.
And we're going for the championship out there too.
Yeah. So you guys are running for the Score Championship, and then you're doing like some of the marquee Best in the Desert races, right?
Yeah. And to do the 3 Best in the Desert races, the 3 bigger ones: the Mint, the World Championship, and Vegas Reno. But with the way the schedules worked out, it's we're ended up heading to San Felipe.
Okay.
Just because the championship that we're trying to go after down there.
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer. I know there's a lot of people bumming about that. I know some people that are trying to run both are trying to scrape together a second car somehow, and it's like, man, you would think these, like with 52 weeks, you would think Score and Best in the Desert could get on the same page for like, a handful of races. It's like, really? Like,
right.
Yeah. I think there's a lot to it, between, Score doesn't want to encroach on the net. They really can if they want to keep entries up. And, also there's the NORA event right in that same time frame.
Yeah.
It's just it just is what it is. And for us, it would be nice to do both, but trying to scrape 2 other cars together would be really tough.
Yeah, no, I got you there.
Or hiring that Learjet in between races.
Yeah.
To get from one to the other in the same day. That's a little difficult.
Right. So talking about the Mint 400, I mean, what's the plans? I know, Kristen, you're in the NA class. Wayne, you're racing turbo. I mean, I'm looking at both fields going there. There's not like an easy event. It's not like, because I know at one point people are like, oh, you got to run NA because, it's kind of like cherry picking. And I'm like, I'm looking at that NA field going, I don't know. Like I don't think there's cherry picking in any division anymore. Even in limiteds, like I'm looking at that going, you got Reese Millen and Robbie Gordon racing there. I'm like, I don't think there's an easy race.
Yeah,
no, I think they're both extremely competitive classes. I mean, there's 50 people or 50 teams in my class, and I think 69 in the turbo class, and
it's going to be a battle for sure. Dusty.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nowadays, I think the NA class and the turbo class is more like the, supercross. You get the lights class and the 450 class.
Yeah.
And the guys in the lights class are really hungry, really aggressive, and they want to win really bad. And that's the way it is in the natural aspirated class. And then you have the turbo class where guys have a little bit more experience for the most part, and everyone's hungry to prove themselves, to prove why they're there. So it's a battle in both classes.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Like, I'm looking at, turbo and NA for that matter, but I'm like 69 entries. Like, it's almost got to be like Mitchie last year. And Mitchie, he got out front and he dropped the hammer and he just didn't have one problem. And it's like you've got to just drop the hammer with that many entries and hope you don't have a problem. I mean, there's no like, I'm going to play it safe for a lap and a half and then go racing. It's like you can't do that in this class anymore.
No, it's in neither one of the classes. It's very, very competitive nowadays. Like Kristen last year, she had a decent lead through the event, and then the last half of the last lap, she ended up getting a flat tire, and that flat tire cost her too much time. She ended up losing the race by like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
It's a
I
tough
thought
one.
I won when I crossed the finish line, and Dodge Coleman came sneaking up behind me there. Like, oh no. Hopefully that doesn't happen this year.
Yeah, that being said, I mean, how are you approaching this one, Kristen? You know what it takes to run up front at the Mint. You did it last year. I mean, how are you changing your approach this year? Or is it, same strategy as last year?
Yeah, the last 2 years I got second place there. And so this year, of course, I went first, of course. But I'm just going to try to move a little bit quicker and try not to make any mistakes. Last year on my third lap, I actually got 2 flats, and that's what cost it for me. So, and I know exactly what I did. There's two rocks out there that I eyeballed, and I went straight for them each time, unfortunately. Just what you do. So, yeah, I'm just going to try to drive a little bit smarter, and I don't think, I never drive over my head or my ability, so I'm just going to keep the same pace I always do and cross my fingers at the finish line.
Yeah. Well, and Wayne, how about you? I mean, I can't remember on the entry list. Where are you starting at? But I mean, what's your approach? 70 entries in class. I mean, I don't even know what my approach is yet. It's like, I guess just hopefully avoid the war, I guess.
Yeah, it's we're starting 43rd.
Ooh.
So I got a much better draw than I did last year. Last year we were 62nd off the line out of 64 cars. So it was tough last year, but after lap 1 we came through in 3rd. So we passed a whole bunch of people. But it just bit me. We ended up snapping a trailing arm in half. And this year we made some suspension changes. We're running incognito suspension on both cars, and I'm hoping that everything's going to work out good because I want to push the pace. I want to get up front, and I want to do it quickly. Like you said, there's no time to waste now. If you have one blown belt, you're pretty much not going to win the race.
Yeah, and isn't that what's crazy? And I don't know, are you guys like me with belts? I mean, I think we all play the belt game. I watch that little gauge in the car, and it's just like, everybody knows it's kind of the weak spot in UTV. It's not just Polaris; it's just any of the brands. But I know, like, we schedule in belt changes every lap. It's like you got to throw a fresh one on. It's like just because that's always sitting in the back of your mind, a belt, a blown belt, and it's done.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like a black magic type thing. Kristen, luckily on her car, Adam from Airdam has that thing dialed. She is yet to blow a belt in that race. We're gonna knock on wood right now, but or in any race. Yeah, in any race. She's got that thing dialed in pretty good. The Baja 1000, we went down and started and finished on the same belt.
Wow.
That's 2 years in a row at the Baja 1000 that we've never had a belt failure. But then, last year at the World Championship race, 150-mile race, I blew a belt on lap 5. I'm like you. I watch that belt temperature gauge more than I watch the windshield, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And you kind of control your pace based on what it reads, because I don't want to be out there I want to be out there changing them. And, man, those belts go, and it's like an explosion, and you never know what else it's going to take out,
Yeah. Sometimes it sounds horrible.
Yeah. So, got to ask you guys. I know we had some big news last night for Team Razor. Brand new Razor, this new Turbo S, 72 inches wide. It's got the dynamic suspension. I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on this new on this new hot rod we're going to get to wheel at some point?
I'm excited about it. This is all brand new to us too. We haven't seen it or anything yet, so I'm excited to see it and drive it for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see it, drive it. I think Polaris is moving forward. I'm excited to get behind the wheel of it. That's for sure. That dynamic suspension is really awesome.
Yeah, I know.
It feels like they've taken what we've tested and R&D'd for them out there and put it into a machine that everyone can go out and buy. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was thinking the same thing, and especially I think they really went to their desert roots with this thing. I mean, just looking at the trailing arms on it and things like that, but the 32-inch tall tires, I feel like it really what we've done in the desert and is really kind of gone and made its way into this vehicle available from the factory to consumers.
Yeah, for sure. It's they listen to the customers on this one. They beefed up the front differential, beefed up the drivetrain on it, the chassis. All the AMs are beefed up. 32-inch tires, different clutching. They really advanced the ball game here.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm really excited about it. I think, I can't wait to get my hands on one. Can't wait to see one on Fremont. It's going to be exciting. It's always fun when a new Razor comes out. It's like Christmas time, right?
Yeah, get a new toy you get to play with.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I appreciate you guys taking the time. Good luck at the Mint 400. Hopefully we can talk to one of you guys, I guess, next week with a UTV victory, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully we'll both be on the phone the same time again.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. It's always a pleasure, and we'll definitely see you guys out at Fremont.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Thank you very much. We'll see you there.
Thanks. All right, that was Wayne and Kristen Matlock. They're going to be racing in the NA and the Turbo class here at the Mint 400 this coming week. Factory Polaris Razor drivers, and it's always fun catching up with them, man. Husband and wife team who just slay it, man. Wayne, has got a ton of victories in Baja. Kristen's actually got quite a few to her name now as well, and always fun catching up with them. But we are going to take a short break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show powered by Polaris Razor. We come back, Matt Martelli with Mad Media and the Mint 400, the kingpin behind the event. He's going to be calling in, and we're going to be talking all things Mint 400 and taking your fan questions. Hit us up on Twitter or on our Facebook Live, and we'll get them in the show. We'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show powered by Polaris Razor. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Do you race or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500, or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at impactraceproducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at Jim Beaver 15 and at Amy Hood 71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, waiting for Matt Martelli to call in. I know we've got some questions on the live stream. Miss Mint, we got a lot of questions rolling in here from Mr. Martelli, the kingpin of the Mint 400. So I know he was on TV this morning there in Las Vegas. I know he's pinned, so he's going to call in. Hopefully we can get him for 10 minutes or so. But yeah, Mint 400 happening this week. I'm heading out tomorrow. I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come home Sunday. But Thursday, contingency day. Star Car will be rolling through. We'll have it in the Vision Wheel booth for a while. Friday, we will be live with the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Fremont Street, 10:30 Pacific till 12:30 Pacific with Polaris Razor. I will have Torque TV host Tiffany Stone and pit reporter Tiffany Stone. She'll be my co-host of the event. We've got some trophy truck drivers lined up. We've got some 6100 drivers lined up, some Polaris athletes, and some personalities. Definitely going to be a rad time at the Mint 400. So that's happening on Friday, and then race day Saturday. Antron Brown, Steve Torrance, and Jolene Van Butte teaming up with me in the Polaris Razor Star Car. If you want to follow along, it's hashtag Razor Star Car. But my social media accounts at JimBeaver15, Antron Brown. He'll be posting up. I think Don Schumacher Racing. There might be some stuff through the NHRA as well. So you guys can definitely keep her locked and loaded there, and you follow along our adventures as we have some fun there at the Mint 400. I'll be trying to do some live streams. I don't get in the car until lap number 3. I'm bringing it to the finish. So I may do some live streaming from the pit stops here on Facebook and stuff like that. We'll see what I can come up with as far as video goes. But we'll definitely try and keep you guys, looped in as best we can on social media. Biggest problem is even on Fremont and then out at Prim for the main pit, there's so many people out there. I don't know how cell phones and LTE and all that works. I just know when my phone works, it works, and when it doesn't, it doesn't. But normally in Prim, right now, if I was to go out there, I'm going to have great LTE service, right? Race day, there's so many people in such a crowded area. Nothing works. It's it's all drained, and it's just bonkers and crap. So Matt Martelli just told me give him 5 minutes. He's finishing up a meeting there in Vegas. So we will have Matt on the line here momentarily. So going back, obviously we talked some Supercross earlier in the show. We have talked some Crandon. I'm just looking through this press release some more, and I think the biggest concern that I've read on this whole event is basically everybody. A lot of people are worried about the sportsman racers there in the Midwest, and I think that this is actually going to be bigger for the sportsman racers from what I read. I guess they're using them as the basis and the foundation for this entire new series. So I think, if you're like me and you like the classics, the classics and some of the others, I think it's really going to be awesome. There's a lot of buggy classes that race Sportsman. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But it looks like we got Matt on the line here, joined on the line by Mid-400 Kingpin Matt Martelli. How's everything going, Matt?
Everything's going awesome. I'm actually down here on Fremont looking at the street closures, about to get this party going.
Yeah, well, I saw they renamed Fremont Mid-400 Boulevard or something, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. They used to do this back in the day. The city gave us a proclamation that this is officially Mid-400 week, and they're redoing all the signs on Fremont Street to make it Mid-400 Boulevard.
That's rad. So is it like for 1 week only, that street becomes Mid-400 Boulevard? Is that the way that works?
Yeah, basically, until we start doing this race longer, right?
Yeah, right? And then we get it 2 weeks or something. Yeah. That's always been the plan with you, though. I know, you've talked about trying to bring, you definitely, it's at the top of the to-do list, bring motorcycles and quads back. I know you've talked about having some, possibly tying in rally somehow to the event. I mean, I know that's always been your goal, is like we need to stretch this out and we need to include all forms of off-road.
Yeah, I mean, you and I talk about it a lot, Jimmy. This is off-roading is everything. It's rally, it's bikes, desert racing, short course racing, and we're looking to unify all that and bring it all together. So we will be adding more stuff, more events to the Mint in the future, and it's our goal for 2019 to bring back the bikes. So we're working on it now with the BLM and have a pretty good plan. So I think, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of whether it's next year or the following year.
Yeah, that's rad. And I think the bike community is going to get so behind this, and they like rough stuff, they do. And like, I could see some legends and guys that we haven't seen actually competing in Baja or Best of the Desert on a bike in a long time coming back for that just because how big it is,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really a shame that America doesn't have the biggest motorcycle race, in the world, and that's what we intend on doing with it. Bikes are an important part of our culture, and we need to make sure that they always have a place within our race and our series.
Yeah. No, completely agree. So take us through this week. I know I'm getting some questions. We got a bunch of fan questions rolling in. You and I can hype the event, but the fans are already hyped, dude. So we got some questions. Number one coming in on the Facebook Live. They want to know about the live stream. Everybody's hearing about this big, massive live stream on Saturday. What are the details on it, Matt? What can you tell us?
Well, just like everything we do, we go all the way. So the live stream will actually start on Thursday with the live stream from qualifying, from the Method Race Wheels qualifying. And then it'll continue on to Friday, and we'll be doing the live stream from Tech and Contingency. But on Saturday, it goes up to DEFCON 5, and we have 7 cameras, helicopter feed, drone, basically the whole 9 yards. And we're going to be joined by Bob Bauer and Ricky Johnson doing reporting, as well as a whole host of guests that they have on. So it's going to be pretty awesome. We're really stoked on it, and we definitely plunked down the big bucks to make it an outstanding show. So you can tune in on Facebook and YouTube at themint400.com, and also on bfgoodrich.com and monster.com and polarisrazor.com.
Man, you guys have got it all over. I'm kind of excited to see what these viewer numbers are going to be like, especially if if you got all those tie-ins with the corporate partners and stuff like that. This is going to be one of the biggest live streams I think the sports literally has ever seen. Like that's, like you said, you guys don't do anything half-ass, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, we were super inspired by our friends at the Ultra 4 race, King of the Hammers. They had a very successful live stream this year, and it's just one of those things where it's like inspiring, and we look at it and we're like, hey man, we need to do this. We need to do it big and go all the way and show the world how remarkable desert off-road racing is and how remarkable this field of racers is. I mean, we've got 400 teams. I mean, that's crazy. We've got 62 trophy trucks. This is going to be one that goes down in history as one of the gnarliest off-road races to ever go down.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. And just everybody I've talked to, it's like, I know the odds are out there for the race on, I know there's betting and things like that. I'm like, how do you even pick? Like, especially like Pro Turbo. I was just talking Wayne Matlock, 69 entries in Pro Turbo. Like, you can't pick a winner. Same with Trophy Truck or Trick Truck. It's like there's so much luck that's involved in actually winning, especially a race like the Mint 400. Like, I don't think you can put your name on one person and say and ride that person and say I think they're going to win, because it's impossible.
Well, that's what makes this so great is you really don't know. I mean, I always compare it to the UFC. It's like, you can go in prepared, trained, your equipment's good, and something can go wrong and you're done. And so that's what's great is we've got so many really, really good racers with really good equipment now. It's really up for grabs.
Yeah, it's going to be wild, man. I can't wait to get there to Fremont, to Vegas, take it all in. One more question before we let you go. I know you're busy today. We've got some questions on the Miss Mint. I know finalists are out. People are wondering on the judging on that. Is Thursday night going to be live streamed? How's that all working? And give us a lowdown on Miss Mint and kind of how that's working out.
Yeah, so we're going to do it live on Fremont Street. So come down to Fremont Street to the Pit Crew Challenge, and we're going to announce the Miss Mint winner there. And, it's a full Polaris Razor block party. You come down and check out the new car, the Turbo S, that they just launched, and have some drinks and some food and have a good time with us.
Awesome, man. It's definitely going to be one hell of a party. I appreciate the time, Matt. We will see you, I guess, tomorrow I get into town. So we'll definitely see you here in the next 24 hours. But thanks a lot, buddy.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it, Jimmy.
All right. Thanks, Matt. All right, that was Matt Martelli with Mad Media and the Mint 400, getting ready for the biggest, baddest off-road desert race on the planet, coming at you here. I guess things start in just 24 hours, or today if you're listening in national syndication down there on, we got the parade, Four Wheel Parts parade tomorrow, where, the Las Vegas Strip's taken over by all these desert race cars, and it's always surreal to see like the Strip shut down and a parade of desert cars going through. And then Thursday we got qualifying, we've got, festivities there on Fremont Street. It's, the new Razor launch. You got Miss Mint. We've got Pit Crew Challenge. We got a ton of stuff coming at you. It's gonna be a rad time. Definitely looking forward to all of that. And shoot, like Mad Media said, they're bringing up the live stream, man. They are dropping some bombs. Bringing like a TV quality live stream helicopter footage to the internet. Like that's it's bananas. It's going to be amazing. Looking forward to the Mint 400. That's for sure. It's going to be wild. And not only that, man, I'm racing, right? And I get to share the love of off-road with Antron Brown, Steve Torrance, bring some NHRA guys into the fold and show them our amazing sport. And I think that's what's exciting. That's what's great about the Mint 400. It brings so many outside news outlets, media outlets, athletes, fans, spectators who know nothing about off-road racing, and it brings them to Vegas for the biggest off-road race of the year. And I think that, as an off-road guy, that is one of the most exciting things that you can see and feel, you know what I mean, is seeing that mainstream love for our sport that we struggle to get all year long, and then all of a sudden at the Mint we get it. And I think that's just a tremendous feeling, to be able to take that all in and check it out. But if you haven't been to the Mint 400, seriously, Thursday, Friday, Fremont Street has been there's a lot of people that come to the Mint just for the Fremont Street experience. They don't even make it out to the track. But you should definitely check it out. So many parties, both at Prim and out on Fremont. It's a great time. Don't forget, I will be live streaming on Friday from Polaris Razor, doing a live radio show. I got a bunch of amazing athletes lined up. Tiffany Stone will be co-hosting with me. We'll get more details as we get closer. Should be here on Facebook Live as well as my website down at dirtyshow.com. So thank you guys that have continued to support us, and hopefully you guys can tune in on Friday from 10:30 to 12:30 while we throw down some radio and some interviews and have a good time there on Fremont. But we're going to take a short commercial break. We come back, wrapping things up here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
You're listening to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. All killer and no filler.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Wrapping up this Mint 400 edition of your favorite action motorsports radio show. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. It's definitely been a fun one. Matt Martelli, Jerry Zaiden, Wayne and Kristen Matlock, Joe Duncan, and of course all of you guys tuning in. Thank you guys. Obviously, Mint 400 this weekend. I'll be live on Fremont on Friday from 10:30 till 12:30, doing live radio from the Polaris Razor booth with Tiffany Stone from Torque. So, and all your favorite off-road drivers. So make sure and tune into that on Friday. And if you make it out to the Mint 400, say hey. Don't forget, follow my adventure this weekend with Antron Brown, Steve Torrance, and Jolene Van Buet. It's hashtag Razor Star Car. And you can follow me on social media at JimBeaver15, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I've got a Facebook group. If you haven't joined that, join that, please. It's facebook.com/groups/JimBeaver15. It's right there on the front page of my Facebook page or profile. You can find it easily. But got a really cool discussion on all things motorsports happening right now. So make sure and check that out. Obviously, Mint 400 this weekend, more Supercross. We got the IndyCar kickoff coming up very, very soon as well. So it's it's definitely a good time to be a motorsports fan. Like I said, we got GRC, we got shenanigans with Torque, shenanigans with GRC, all kinds of craziness happening. You can always get a hold of me on social media. It's at JimBeaver15. Hit me up, DM me, comment, post, use my website, downanddirtyshow.com. I like having carrying on a conversation with you guys, know where your head's at, guest suggestions, ideas, just opinions, whatever you got, share them with me, man. I try and answer all of them, all of my guest questions. Sometimes it takes me a day or two, but I'll get to you eventually. I promise you that. This week it may be a little bit delayed with the Mint 400. But big thanks to Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, Vision Wheel, Casey Ilex, Gibson Exhaust, Dirtfish, Impact, Optimus Starters, Moto Shield Pro, Terracross, and the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Don't forget to subscribe on Facebook to both this show and my other show, Project Action. And Dirtfish, we got a nice coupon code there at Dirtfish. It's JB Dirtfish, and that'll net you 15% off any classes at Dirtfish Rally School. So, man, it's been a fun show today. Thank you guys for your continued support, for tuning in. I'm loving this Facebook live stream, so if you guys haven't tried that out yet, if you're listening nationally, pull it forward a day, man. Join us on Facebook or on my website, downanddirtyshow.com, and let's carry on the conversation. Be safe. As always, game on.